Hey guys, welcome back to Cheryl K's Cooking Diaries. This evening we're going to make a mesquite country casserole, and it's very good, and it's got several things that go into it, but overall it's a pretty easy thing to put together, even though some of you may think it's a lot, but it's really pretty easy to do. So I'm going to go through this step by step with you. So give me just a minute and I'm going to show you everything that goes into this. Alright guys, I'm going to show you everything that I put into this casserole. But first of all, I'm going to show you the chicken. Now I've got about anywhere between 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds of chicken breast. It's been washed and the fat's been trimmed and everything off of it. So that's how much chicken you're going to need. If you want to put more in it, you're more than welcome to do so. This casserole has crust, and what I'm going to use is the crescent rolls for the crust. I'm going to put in here, I'm going to put in 3 Idaho potatoes. These are going to be cut up. I'm going to put some mesquite marinade on my chicken breast when I cut my chicken breast up into chunks. And then I put some mild cheddar cheese on top of it, along with some mozzarella. This mozzarella I shredded myself because I like to buy the big blocks of it and then I'll shred it myself. But I buy the bags too. I buy both, but the blocks of mozzarella is all I had, so I just shredded it up, and I'm going to be putting both of those on. Now, this bacon right here is we eat a little bit of it, so it's a little less than 1/2 pack of bacon, but usually I put 1/2 pack. But since we did eat a little bit of the bacon, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake the other half of the bacon. So it's going to have a little over 1/2 pack. Okay, and then you're going to need you some cooking spray. And you're going to need you a casserole dish about like this. That's something that's deep enough to hold it. This is about, I think this is an 8 by 10. So you're going to need something this size. If you want to use a 9 by 13, that's fine. You can do that. And also, I'm going to put some green onion in it. And I'm also going to put a bunch of seasonings in it. Onion powder. We're going to use some parsley flakes. We're going to use some garlic powder. Then we're going to use some black pepper. Really easy to put together, but we're going to do that step by step. So give me just a minute, and the first process that we're going to start is our bacon. So give me just a minute. Okay, guys. Here, first of all, you're going to need your oven set on 400 degrees, and throughout this whole process, we're not going to change the oven temperature, not even for the crescent roll crust. Anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is I use my broiler pan to cook my bacon in. And because I like for the grease to fall down in this bottom pan here. And then I lay my bacon on this top sheet. This is clean. It's just where I've used it so much. There's stuff on it that just bakes in and I can't get it off no matter what I do. So anyway, we're going to spray this cooking sheet down. If you've got one of these, it's the best thing to use. If you don't have one, you can use just a regular cookie sheet if you want. And put just some parchment paper in there to kind of absorb the grease a little bit. But anyway, I'm just going to spray this bottom pan down a little bit with some cooking spray. And then I'm just going to take me a couple paper towels. Now, I'm not going to do this real hard because I don't want to wipe all my oil that I just sprayed on here off. But I'm just going to lightly take this oil that I sprayed on here and just rub it all around in the pan. Make sure you get it on the corners and the ends. So that's all I'm going to do. And this is, I'm telling y'all, this is so easy for cleanup. Because this right here, All I have to do is take the piece of foil out when it cools down and wrap that grease up and toss it in the trash. And all I have to clean is the top part. And that's all right. So now we're going to take some aluminum foil. Just tear you off the sheet. Something to fit your pan. Mine's always a little bit bigger, but that's all right because I need to get a hold of it anyway to get it out. And then just press it down into your roller pan. It don't have to be perfect. Just get it in there. Now, on the sides here, what you want to do, y'all, if you don't hold these ends down, this will bust open. And then it's not going to serve, it defeats the purpose because then all your grease runs in under your aluminum foil. Then your pan is all messy. Then you've got to wash the pan out. So anyway, hold that down and then push it down. That's just the way I do it. You can do it however you want to, but that's just how I keep mine from breaking open, busting open on me down there at the end. And then I'll do the same thing to this end. Okay. Here we go. So we got our foil in our broiler pan. We've got it lined and ready to go. Now I just lay my top on the bottom. I just put that on there. And then I get my bacon. I leave my bacon a little partially froze because it's a lot easier to pull apart. Now I like to do that with my chicken breast too, but it thawed out, so no big deal. But usually I leave it partially frozen because it's easier to cut up. But anyway, let's get our bacon on this sheet. Well, this bacon is some of the thinnest bacon I think I've ever dealt with. It's good bacon, but I bought this at Save-A-Lot. And I normally don't ever shop at Save-A-Lot unless I'm going to get white lily flour because but I need some bacon, so I went the other day and got this. But Walmart's usually my favorite place to buy my bacon and sausage because I don't know if y'all's ever had Walmart bacon. It's really good. It's not this thin either, I don't think. And I buy my sausage there too. I buy the Swaggerty sausage. It's really good sausage. It don't have a bunch of fillers or anything in it. So I like to buy that there too. I also bake my sausage as well. Just like I do my bacon. I put my sausage patties on here and bake them on 400 degrees. And I line the bottom of my pan just like you just seen me do for the bacon. So anyway, we'll finish putting this bacon on here. And then I'm going to put this in the oven. And I'm going to let it bake. But you will have to flip your bacon one time. Just like you do in a pan. Right, guys, we got our bacon on there. Let me wash my hands off. Take the bacon long. When I put it in there, when it starts to, it will curl up a little bit. But when it starts to curl up, it starts looking brown. That's a sign right there that you need to get it out and you need to flip it. So anyway, I will be back here shortly when this bacon gets done. Okay, guys. So here's the next step we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and cut these green onions up while our bacon is finishing. So I got to get ready to turn it here in just a few minutes. And once I turn it for the first time, it won't take it long after that. So let's go ahead and get these cut. I've done washed these off. Ain't got anything off of them that needed to come off. But straight and even. That way I can just run through them all. That way I don't have to do, each of them separate. Alright. So I'm going to cut them off. Yeah, I'm going to cut them off about right here. Makes it a lot quicker. And then down here at these, I'm going to do the same thing. But I want to leave some green on because we want some green in our casserole. So we'll go ahead and we should have time to go ahead and cut these up before we have to flip the bacon. So all I do, y'all, I just cut them. That's all I do with these, and I'm sure y'all know how to cut green onions. and put these in a bowl. Get this, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to scoop these up. We're going to get these in the bowl. Hold on to them. Tell you what, these little things are handy, guys. They're not just for pastries. I mean, they're for picking things up too. But as you see, and so we've got our green onions chopped up. Them are ready to go. So I'm going to put the lid on this bowl here. I'm going to put them in the refrigerator and let them stay cool. And along with the chicken, I don't like leaving my chicken breast lay out. So let's go ahead and move on to part say, which is the chicken breast. And when we get our chicken breast done, we'll go back and we'll cut our bacon up and get it in the bowl that our other bacon is in. But I did take some of the bacon out because I didn't need that much, because I've already got some other in a bowl. So anyway, let's go ahead and start with the chicken breast now. Okay, you want to do however you want to do your chicken breast is totally up to you. But in this casserole, the chicken breast really needs to be cut up into chunks. So all I do is I take my chicken breast and I just start cutting it up into chunks. The next step to this is we're going to go ahead and prepare our mesquite marinade mix. And I use the McCormick's. This stuff is good. I'm telling you, it is super good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I've got the chicken breast cut up, and here's my chicken breast. And like I told you, I just cut it up into chunks. And everything's been wiped down. And everything is sanitary, and we're ready to go. All right. So what I'm gonna do is all you're going to do is follow the back of the pack, and all this takes is 1/4 cup of water and 1/4 cup of oil. So pour your mesquite packet into a bowl. 1/4 cup of water, cold water. There's 1/4 cup of water. And now we're going to use 1/4 cup of the canola oil. We just prefer canola. All right, there's the 1/4 cup of that. So we're going to take a little whisk. And we're just going to whisk this all together until we get this combined very well. You want to make sure it's all combined good. And let this all mixed in together. It looks like it's all together really well. So now we're going to go back over to the chicken breast. Now we're going to season our chicken breast. We are not going to season our chicken breast a whole lot, because sprinkle a little bit of onion powder on our chicken. And that's about gone, I guess. And then I'm just going to take me a tablespoon. I'm going to mix that onion powder in with the chicken. And if you want to use more than that, you feel free to do that. But remember, whatever marinade pack you're using, it's going to give it a really good flavor anyway. So that's why I don't put a whole lot of seasoning on my chicken breast, because of that. All right, then we're going to use some garlic powder. We do like garlic, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to use a lot, because you can kill it with anything. You know, you can overdo it in there, but I'm not going to use what I just got out. That's a little bit too much. I don't want to put any more in there. Black pepper in, but let's stir these seasonings in real quick. This garlic and the parsley. Parsley. A little bit of black pepper in here. So I'm just going to shake it around and get it out. All right, that's plenty. mixed in good with our chicken. So we've seen. So now we're going to go back over to our mesquite marinade packet that we made up. We're going to take our mesquite marinade and we're just going to pour it all over our chicken breast. Okay, get this out of here. Gotta get that goodness out of that bowl. I'm telling you, which we like mesquite. I've always been a big fan of mesquite marinade. And I like the stir in that mesquite marinade with your chicken breast. Just try to coat your chicken breast very well. What we're going to do is we're going to take this mesquite chicken and we're going to put it in the refrigerator and we're going to let it set for at least 30 minutes. But while it's sitting, then we're going to move on to the next step, and that's going to be our potatoes. And then I'll show you how all the rest of this goes together. I know this seems like, and then we're going to go ahead and put this into the refrigerator and let it marinate, like I said, for about 30 minutes. That way it gives us time to get. I will be back here in just a second. Okay, so our bacon, now listen, I did take some of that out. I don't remember if I told you that or not. But anyway, I did take some of it out on this batch that I cooked and some of the first batch that I cooked, which was bacon up after it drained on the paper towel so I could get some extra grease out. So I've chopped this up fine. So it'd be kind of... This was the other bacon I was telling y'all about, the other half. So what I'm going to do now is just take the rest of this that I have chopped. I can get it all together here. And I'm just going to put it into my other bacon. Quite a bit of bacon on top of it, but I'll tell you what, it's going to make it really good. I think the bacon side, because that's ready to go also. And alrighty, y'all, here we go. Alright, so this step is peeling the potatoes. Yay, fun, right? Peel potatoes. But the only thing I do is I peel up your potatoes. The longer it's going to take for them to get done. So, if I was you and you make this, I would cut them up kind of small. That's what I do. I mean, I don't cut them up tiny, you know, because I like to be able to bite into a good potato. But just remember, the bigger you cut it, the more time it's going to take for your casserole to get done. Cannot get these peeled. I'm going to go ahead and get them washed. And then when I get them washed, I'll come back and we'll go ahead and we will go ahead and cut these up. And I'll just show you how I cut mine up. So I was trying to get some of them little dark spots here in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and get these potatoes sliced up and get them done. And I'll show you how to do mine. Really, there's no certain way that you have to do them. I just slice them up like that, and then I just kind of slice them again. Kind of cube them up a little bit, about like that. That way they don't take as long to get done in the oven. Because I'm going to run water through them one more time to get them rinsed off. And then we're going to see potatoes. Now remember, we have seasoned our chicken breast by itself. And then we've got it in a marinade. Now we're going to season our potatoes a little bit. But remember, don't over season. Because when you do that, it's going to be too much. So, but I still like to put just a little bit on them. After I wash them off, I put a little garlic. I'm going to put a little more parsley. I'm just going to shake some of that out on there. Okay. Then I'm going to put the onion powder. I have a little bit left in this bottle. I don't think I'll need any more. Yeah, I think that, because I want to use that up. Okay. So garlic powder, parsley flakes, onion powder, and a little black pepper. I'm going to put on. Come on, man, come on. It's hard to get this pepper out of this, my little mason jar, but it'll come out, but you have to work. You have to work hard to get it out. Okay, so let's stir these potatoes together with all their seasonings on there. And then as soon as the chicken breast is done marinating, I'm going to bring it out of the refrigerator. And we're going to put the potatoes and the mesquite chicken breast. We're going to throw all the, we're going to throw all that in together. And we're going to bake it on a 400-degree oven. So there is our seasoned potatoes. And that's about how much I put on mine. It's not a whole lot. All right, so I'm going to cover these up. We're going to set these over to the side with the bacon. And I'll show you how to put that together. So give me just a few. Here we go. So, like I told you at the beginning, I told you what kind of dish you was going to need. But what we're going to do first, take some cooking spray. Shake it up good. We're going to spray our casserole dish down with it. This is to ensure the potatoes or the chicken doesn't stick to the casserole. We want to kind of give it a good spray. Take your little paper towel, lightly rub over this to make sure all the sides and the bottom and everything's good and coated with oil. That's all you need to do right there. And then take your chicken breast. Let me get my spatula. Let's go ahead and take our chicken breast that's been marinating for about 30 minutes. Let's go ahead and dump it into our casserole dish. Get all of that marinade out of your bowl. So try to scrape everything out if you can. Okay. Take your spatula, spoon, or whatever, and just kind of push it around in your dish. Kind of spread it out so it can all be baked. Really, that was really the perfect amount of chicken, y'all. I didn't think it would be, but it turned out, yeah, that's great. All right, next, let's take our seasoned potatoes. Let's dump them in there. All over our marinade chicken breast. You're going to do the same thing. Just spread them out, but kind of nestle them down in the chicken and mix it all in together. That's all you're going to do. Next, we're going to take it. We're going to put it in our 400-degree oven. And we're going to bake it until our chicken breast is done and our potatoes are tender. Now this may, and I'm going to time it, I'm going to say for about, we're going to probably go for about 45 minutes. Might take 45 minutes to an hour to get these potatoes and chicken done. But since they were cut up, so let's go ahead and get this in so we can get this done, so we can get our crust made and get this casserole finished. So anyway, I'll be back here in a little bit, guys. So here we go. We are on the crust now. So we're going to take our crescent roll crust. You're going to need 1 can of crescent rolls, because 1 can fits perfectly in this size of a casserole dish. But I was going to tell you, our chicken and potatoes are done, and it took them about an hour, because they do take a little bit, you know, to get done. And the potatoes are really tender, and so is the chicken, so I'm not going to stir that too much, because I don't want to break up everything too much. But they are done, and I tasted, and they are so good, y'all. So it took it about an hour. It is halfway through the cook time. I will stir it around just so, you can move it around so other stuff, other parts of it can get done also. So I do that. Now that that's done, when that comes out, you're going to take it, and when it cools down enough for you to handle, you're going to take your chicken and your potatoes, and you're going to transfer them over into another bowl, just like I have done. Sorry, I should have told you that at the beginning. And then you're going to wash your casserole dish out. If you are doing a crust, if you decide that you don't want to do a crust, you just leave your chicken and potatoes in there, and you continue to build your casserole with the rest of your toppings. But we're doing a crust, so this is how we're going to do this. We're going to take a roll of the crescents, as soon as I can find where to open them at. It doesn't matter what kind you use. Matter of fact, I'm just using the Bakehouse, which is the Aldi's brand. They're just as good. Let me pop these things open. Here we go. Alrighty. Now, when you do this crust, guys, all you're going to do is take your crescent rolls, which I'm sure you probably got a pretty good idea what I'm going to do here. But you take your crescent rolls, and each triangle that you take, all you do is lay it down into your casserole dish like that, and just press down on it until you get it up against the side of your casserole dish. Okay? Now, your crust does not need to come all the way up around the edges of the dish. You do not need to do that. And it's probably not going to with just one roll anyway. So I just keep putting these in here, whatever way I can get them, and just push them up against the edge of the casserole dish and around the ends of it too. Put them together just like I have them, just like this. And all you got to do is just make you a crust. Just keep putting these in there like this. However you want to put them, just so you can make you a crust. And that's all you're going to do on this. Let me wash our chicken and our potatoes, and we're going to dump this on top of our crust. Just like that. We're just going to spread it out all over the crust. And what we're going to do is put it in the oven, and we're going to let it bake with the crust until the crust gets golden brown. If you're using a see-through dish like I am, you'll be able to tell when the crust is done because it'll be really brown on the bottom and around the edges. So if you can leave you a little bit of a spot here around it so you can see, that would probably be best. So you can tell. It don't take too long to get it brown. So I'll let you know when I bring it out about how long it took my crust to brown. So anyway, we're going to put this in the oven just long enough until we get the crust done. And that's on 400 degrees, y'all. So anyway, I will be back here shortly. Okay, guys. So we are on our last step of our casserole, and I apologize that this video has been a longer video, but it just takes time for, each step and everything to get done. Some recipes are just that way, so I just wanted to apologize in advance. But trust me, if you make this, you will be so glad that you did because it is so good. All right, my crust is done. It is golden brown on the bottom, and it is brown on the edges. So I know that it's done by looking at it. When it gets golden brown, you know it's pretty much done. But you can take your fork and kind of pull it back and look at it. Make sure it's not doughy anywhere. So anyway, we are ready to go to the next step. All right, for this casserole, the first thing that you need to add to this is you're really going to want to start to add your cheese first. It's hot and it will start to melt it anyway. All right, I got some mozzarella here. Now, I can't tell you how much cheese to use. You're just going to have to put however much that you like for you and your family. I'm not going to put a bunch of it on here, but I'm going to put enough, but not a whole bunch. Because mozzarella and cheddar both together, to me, that is quite a bit of cheese anyway. But if you don't want to use this kind of cheese, use whatever kind of cheese you like. Next, we're going to add I'm going to use some of the mild cheddar cheese. Just a second, y'all. I have that around. Just try to get it all as even as possible, if you can. I mean, it's not like it's got to be perfect, y'all. It's going to add some good old bacon. And this is just all I probably will use, but I love bacon on it. Alright. Okay, there's that. That better be. I think I have that much left. I might as well just go ahead and put it on there. Because I won't be able to use it for nothing else. So I'll just sprinkle it on there and we'll go ahead and get rid of it. I ain't going to waste it. Wasn't that much. Alright, I got a little more bacon on it than what I normally do have on it. But, okay. Try to make it. Now, I'm sure I don't think I'll use all these. I'm not going to put husband likes black olive. So we had a few in a dish in the refrigerator with a lid. I'm going to go ahead. I cut up a few of them for him. I kind of sliced them. So I'm going to put some black olive on his half. So I'm just going to kind of lay them on here. And try to do right about half of this for him. Because I know he really likes black olives. So I'm going to kind of surprise him tonight. Before I put it back in the oven to melt the cheese, I'm going to put me just a little more cheese. That's why I didn't put a big bunch on it to begin with. I'm going to start with some cheddar. And I'm just going to sprinkle it on the top over it a little bit. Kind of like give it a little bit of a... So a little more mozzarella on the top also. For the final touch. I'm going to put on there. See if I could lift this, show this to y'all. So there it is with all the toppings. Now all I'm going to do now is we're just going to put this in the oven. And I don't know if y'all can see the bottom. And I am going to bake it until the cheese melts. So I will be back here in just a minute and I'm going to show you the finished product. It's really good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take some pictures of it and I'll try to add them to the video. But let's see if I can possibly get y'all down here to show you what this looks like. But doesn't that look good? Everything is melted really nice. Got the black olives on his half. It smells delicious. So that is it, y'all. And like I said, I apologize for the video being longer than a lot of my other ones. But trust me, it is well worth it, y'all. So anyway, listen. If y'all don't mind to go to Cheryl K's Cooking Diaries on Facebook and like and share my video, and if you don't mind to follow me, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you don't mind to go over and check out my YouTube channel, and like and subscribe over there as well. I would greatly appreciate that. Also, the links are above and below. And listen, y'all stay safe and always remember to keep God in your heart and God in your life. Bye.